Milam Show.
Welcome back, folks, and welcome to the program. Chad Lee, Republican candidate in the 2nd Congressional District, now occupied by Democrat Tammy Baldwin. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning, Stan. Thanks for having me on your show today.
You're more than welcome, and we hope to hear more from you as the campaigns move on. This is kind of an introductory program for you, so I'm just going to have you kind of introduce yourself to our listening audience, a little bit about your background.
Okay. Well, as you said, or as you already mentioned, I'm Chad Lee, and I'm running to defeat Tammy Baldwin. She's the 12-year incumbent. A little background on myself. I'm a business owner. I run a residential and commercial cleaning firm right here in the 2nd District. I built the business from the ground up, so at the beginning stages, I was the one that was on my hands and knees cleaning the toilets, scrubbing the floors, and now it's grown into a successful business where it's allowed me the freedom to run for Congress. It
certainly takes you out of the category of a silk stocking Republican if you started out cleaning toilets. Interesting note.
Absolutely. And, during all that time, it taught me a lot of things about working hard, how to solve complex problems, work with people from all different backgrounds. And these are the skills that I want to bring to Washington and put to good use there. And, it's an interesting thing that Tammy's been there for 12 years, but yet I can say that I already have more business experience than she does. And that's an unfortunate thing, and we see it more and more in politics where a lot of the policies that are being put forth are not good for not just the economy, but also for small businesses who create 60 to 80% of all new jobs.
Tell me about how you plan to take on a 12-year incumbent. And I want to ask you specifically, I have interviewed her in the last week out in Washington. And I asked her point blank, I said, how problematic is this vote for the health care bill going to be? And she said, I can't wait to get back home and run on my vote for the health care bill. She said, I can't wait. When I get home and I tell everybody what's in this bill, that is going to be a huge advantage for me. How do you plan to address that issue?
Well, first, I would challenge the fact that she said she can't wait to get home because she's had no town halls, she's had no listening sessions, she's not out there talking about it, and it's just an interesting thing to keep in mind that she said that while she's in Washington, but now that she's back in Wisconsin, you don't see any talk about it, and it's almost as if she's hiding from it. So I see a discrepancy in that.
Okay.
Another thing that I want to mention too is that in 2009, under Tammy's watch here in Wisconsin, we lost over 134,000 jobs, and she's ranked 345th out of all the members in Congress by the Club for Growth. So, again, I just want to bring this back to the jobs and the economy right now, where she is not looking out for the people of Wisconsin in job creation.
The 2nd Congressional District kind of morphs its way around from Dane County and around to the east, and then it comes into Rock County, and the southern part includes the city of Beloit. And you really go from an area of high employment in Dane County with all the government and university jobs down to an area in Beloit, which has one of the highest unemployment rates in the city. You also go from a community in Madison with a huge student population to a more blue-collar constituency down in Beloit. Tell me how you intend to address the varying dynamics of the district.
Well, really, if I just talk about my personal experience and the way, I grew up where I had to pay my way through college. I understand the difficulties of being a student in college and the difficulties of looking for a job or worrying to find a job coming through college. And so when I'm downtown, I'm really talking to them, and I'm listening to them, too, that their main concern, it's jobs. I know there are a lot of jobs in Dane County, but if they want to go across, around the states, there aren't a whole lot of jobs available. And so I want to talk to them and help them out in as much as possible, create an environment that is good for business and good for job creation. Now, get down to Beloit, I want to talk to them about what Tammy has and hasn't done in her 12 years in Congress. I'm going to say, and I've been traveling around the district for over a year now. So I've been talking to literally hundreds and thousands of people, and what I'm asking them is, are you better off now than you were 12 years ago? And I would say more times than not. In fact, I could probably guarantee that more times than not in Beloit, they're going to say, no, I'm not better off 12 years ago than I am now. Or I'm not better off now than I was 12 years ago when Tammy was first elected. And I think that says a lot, that there's just been a lot of ineffectiveness and unproductive work on her end. And I see her hiding from more problems than she's solved. If you look at her voting record, or even the things that she's introduced, she's never introduced a piece of legislation that has ever passed through Congress in 12 years.
Tell me, if you could convince folks to make the change, say, all right, I'll buy that, Chad. Maybe it's time for a change. We've had somebody in there 12 years. You pointed out a lack of progress. I think the next question, though, is, all right, now what are you going to do? What are you going to do that she didn't do? And how are you going to get that accomplished, perhaps as a minority member of Congress? When we get down to specifics, and those folks down in Beloit, for example, saying, all right, fine, we'll put you in there. What are you going to do? What are you going to do for us? How are you going to get more jobs created? How are you going to put us back to work?
Well, when you say a minority member of Congress, you kind of pin me into a box saying that I have to be this or I have to be that just because of the letter by my name. And I would challenge people to think beyond that, because I'm running on issues that are good for all Americans. It's not the ideas aren't good for 10% of America. They're not good for this segment or that segment. They're good for 100% of Americans, and that's what I'm looking out for. And I'm going to fight and work towards reducing spending. I'm going to fight and to encourage job creation, and I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that our kids and our grandkids can go after their dreams. I mean, my whole life I've been chasing dreams. I've achieved some. I'm living a dream right now. I've got other dreams I want to go after, and those are things that I want to make sure that future generations are allowed to do without the government interfering with regulation and taxation.
All right, Chad. It's I think a nice session we've had here. Folks are getting to know you a little bit. We're talking about some of the issues in general. I will provide you with this invitation. Anytime you want to come on the program, just let me know. Contact me. We're interested to hear what you have to say, and perhaps we can talk in a bit more detail down the road about some of the issues that you have and some of the things that you would like to do if elected to Congress. I want to thank you very much for being with us this morning, and good luck in the campaign. Thank you, Stan. Real quick, if I can just say, if people want to take a look at where I stand on more of the issues, just go to Chadley. If you got a website or something? Yep, ChadleyForCongress.com. It's all spelled out in words, ChadleyForCongress.com. And then we're also on Facebook and Twitter, so we have all kinds of different avenues people can contact us through. I'm glad you reminded me to get that out. ChadleyForCongress.com.